Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday morning here on the homestead, and the sun is just starting to rise. Let's get started on our day. There's the garden. I cannot wait till I can plant this year. And look, the snow is just about melted. I don't know if it's the time change or just these old bones, but it seems like it's harder for me to get up in the morning these days. First thing I always do is make my bed. My mother taught me at an early age that the first thing you do is make your bed every single day. It just brings something special when it's time to go to bed if your bed is made. So every day I make my bed and I put on a different pair of socks. Today we're feeling quite festive and we're going to put on these beautiful rainbow socks with some hearts. It's kind of fun making these videos. I have to admit, they're unfiltered. You get to see Tessie in ways you've never seen her before. And I just love sharing with you my day. Well, as you see, the sun is shining and we have to start our day. So I'm going to work on some laundry and then I'm going to make you all some lunch. Today's lunch is called Colorado pie. This is a family tradition that I have made ever since my children were little. And I'll be honest with you, it's been quite a few years since I made it. So here we are and it's time to make some lunch. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to saute 1 pound of turkey burger. I have 1 onion and we're going to chop it in my 1950s food chopper. I love this little food chopper and everybody likes commenting on it because it reminds them of something their mother and their grandma had. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to chop these onions up and we're going to fry them with our 1 pound of turkey burger. Today's recipe comes from the More or Less cookbook and it is Colorado pie. And I'll show you how we make it. Chop, 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 chop. So we're going to chop these up and they're almost ready and then we're going to fry them in with our turkey burger. It's actually a workout. It's pretty cool. Nowadays everything is by electric. Everything. But you know, in these days they did things the old-fashioned way and you know what? It builds muscles. Okay, we're going to go ahead and fry our turkey burger and then we'll assemble everything here and I'll show you what it looks like. Whew, that's a lot of work. I'm breaking out a sweat. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work on the pie crust. Now, generally I would make pie crust by scratch, but I was cleaning out my freezer and I found it for 69 cents. This pie crust is all broken up. So we're going to see if we can salvage this pie crust. So the bottom layer seems to be okay. We're just going to see if we can fix it a little bit. Now the top crust is not very pretty at all, but I'm hoping that I can salvage it, that we can actually still use it. So we're going to give it a try and see what happens. If I can't use the top crust right, then I will have to make some, but I'm hoping that I can use this. So we're going to let this go at room temperature for a little bit. That's going to make the dough a little more pliable. I'm not sure if I probably used a cracked on the bottom because this looks like it's all pretty much in one piece. So we're going to give it a try. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just it got broken up from being in the freezer. So we're going to give it a try. So when the meat is done frying, then all we do is we add some tomato soup, some green beans, and we add some cheese. And that is Colorado pie. Now we have our ground turkey already sauteed. We're going to go ahead and we're going to drain these green beans. Now I want to show you something. These green beans have been canned in 2015. This is my really old batch. But look on the lid. You see there's a little bit of rust there? That's okay. That's not going to hurt you as long as you have a seal, which we have a good seal. So let's listen for the pop. So that's great. On the side, it's still okay as long as you have that good seal. See? It was sealed. We're going to go ahead, we're going to drain these. This really comes in handy that I got at the thrift store the other week. It is amazing. To that, we're going to add 1 can of cream of tomato soup. And then we're going to add our 1 pound of sauteed turkey burger. It calls for a hamburger, but I didn't have it. So we're going to use a 1 pound of sauteed turkey burger with 1 onion. Now we're going to go ahead and we are going to mix this all together. Now I have no idea why it's called Colorado pie. That's the actual name of the recipe. Now this is actually quite full. To attempt to take this pie shell and put it on top of here. And it's quite brittle, so I'm going to try it this way. Ah, it worked! Wow, good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to moisten a fork. And we are going to see if we can actually seal this. So we're just going to take a moistened fork and I'm going to try to seal this. And maybe even my fingers work the best. It's about using what you have. And then we put a slit in the center. Now, like I said, store-bought pie dough works fine. I mean, homemade is a lot better. But I had this and I really wanted to get it used up. I actually had this a good 7 or 8 months, this pie shell. Because I had it for a video when I made strawberry pies, I think. But look how nice this is getting. Just using the warmth of my finger, it's helping to making the pie crust more pliable. So I'm able to work with it better. Preheated oven, 400 for 25 minutes. Alright, it's done out of the oven and it took me about 35 minutes. So this is what a California pie looks like. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut it. And see if I can cut it into a piece that looks like a pie so you can actually see what it looks like. So that is what it looks like. It's a lot of steam. This would be really good with mashed potatoes. In fact, I might make some instant mashed potatoes real quick to go with it, because that would be perfect. So let's give it a taste test. It's really hot, but it smells so good. This would be great for a potluck meal, because it would be something that you could travel with it. I know I always say that, but it actually is really good. I hope you try the Colorado pie today. 1 quart of green beans, a little bit of cheese, 1 can of tomato soup, 1 pound of turkey burger or ground beef, sauteed, and 1 onion. Add all of that to a pie crust, and you got yourself a real good meal. And it's frugal too. Take care, everyone. See you guys tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed spending the morning with me. See you guys. Fanny's Diary. We're on March 13th, 1943, and Fanny writes, "Since we have to be quarantined indoors, I decided to make a 20-pound turkey to give us something a little bit of a treat. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, 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 chop." Have a good day, everyone. Thanks for joining me on my morning chores.